So, guys, do you have any questions you want to ask me today?
Yeah, I have a question.
I thought so.
Okay, let me share a photo and a picture in the chat, and I want you to look at it. So,
Let me open the
okay,
chat.
let me just. If you look at this chart, uh, is there? Uh, can you see it first?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, okay, just for my own curiosity, like, what time frame do you think this is?
5 or 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's right. But my point is, would you take trade on this or not? Like, what information do you need more, or there is a sufficient amount of information to take trade on this, to risk money on this?
Is this dildo closed or not?
Yes, it's all closed.
I would need to see the higher time frame. I really need like higher time frame to see if the price right now is not on the resistance. So if I have the resistance coming here on the higher time frame at this level, I wouldn't take a long here. I would wait for because if it's a recent picture, so let me show you.
No, I'm not exactly interested on this trade. I just want to understand how
Yeah,
much
I know.
information you need to make a decision.
So remember we were talking, where is GBP JPY? JPY, thank you, good sir. Okay, we were talking about this range here, okay? You remember, and last week we spent in a really nice profitable range on the GBP JPY. It was here, okay? So what I told that I'm like thinking that it will break to the upside, though I didn't consider one thing. First of all, we're coming from the downtrend, so the range should be resolved to the downside most likely, and it was. And second thing, even if it looks bullish, you need to check like higher time frame, 1 hour or 4 hour if it's 15 minutes, and you can see that this range, the top resistance, the resistance here in this range, was around the 21 EMA on the 4 hour and the really bearish setup of the EMAs. So I always want to check. So if I had the picture like this and it was coming right here, I wouldn't take long because it would be right at the resistance on the higher time frame, and they are really hard to break. So one more picture on Euro USD today. We had a really nice pullback to the 21 EMA, and because it is resistance, even if on 15 minute, on a 5 minute actually, it was looking here. It was looking really bullish. It failed to break it and it dumped. So first of all, just a chart. I don't like just trading out of one time frame. I need to check what is my general bias on the asset, what is the higher time frame, and if there are no resistances really tough on right now which are in front of us. That's why I wouldn't take a long in such situation. But if we are above the resistance, above the previous resistance, we broke the resistance on the higher time frame, and we have a distance to the next one, I would rather take it. So just looking at your picture, it looks a little bullish, but one more thing, where was it? Okay, here, can I magnify it? Yeah, I can. I don't like stochastics here because they are heading down, and I don't have a signal on the matrix, and also all the oscillators are turned down, and I don't have a fully bullish setup on the squares here.
Do you need the volume to make a decision, or is this like
No,
if
I have enough. I don't need a volume here. I would be looking first at support and resistance. Volume would be nice, But volume I mostly use like for breakouts or when we are placing a local low or local high. Because if we are finding a support or resistance, the volume spikes. And you can see it on the many assets when the price reaches the key level. The volume likes to rise rapidly because there is the opposite side which has to put at least enough money on the table as the like let's say we're approaching the support in the bearish market, and bulls have to put at least same amount of power, same amount of force to the price to stop it, and then some more to move it to the upside. So that's why volume spikes on the key levels.
Okay.
Yeah. And looking at this picture, we are making series of lower highs here. So lower high, lower high, lower low, lower low. So it's too many things right now telling me not to take an action here.
What if okay, you said you need to look at higher time frame also. So that's
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. I'm just saying this. I don't have anything to ask more. I'm trying to figure out like how do you look at the market? Like I'm not trying to copy you. It just I want to understand how people do it, or what's the proper way to look at market. Which one you look at first? That's why I ask you this. Like, do you like? I understand that you check for support and resistance first, higher time frame, then lower time frame.
Yeah, first
then,
higher time frames.
Yeah, then
isolate. First
isolate.
the roadmap, because I need to have my bias. We spoke a lot about the bias, and bias is really important here because it will prevent you from taking the trades in the opposite side of your bias. Or if you take a counter trend trade, you will not be greedy and you will take it at the first resistance. So on this example, here you could take probably on the yellow, the trade on the yellow on the third test, and probably even on the somewhere here along the EMAs. But really, the trade was to be closed at the first resistance coming here or the 200 EMA.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be greedy if you're biased short. So bias is really important in this game because there are a lot of situations, and I showed you like on Euro USD on the 5-minute replay. Here it is looking bullish, isn't it? Okay, we have more or less correct setup of EMAs. We bounced off the yellow, which was probably a little lower before. So this picture, like alone, it's not looking bad. Okay, but you need to always go and check where you are with the price action, and you're in the resistance zone. 21 EMA. Also, you're below the 4-hour to 21 EMA 200s are sloping down. Everything is sloping down. So it is bearish by nature. And you don't want to be messing up with longs and being too aggressive with them. So even if I took the trade down here, I closed it here because it was like the first resistance on the way. And I didn't want to risk more. So bias first, support and resistance, and I want the confluence. So if I want to go long and be more greedy, I need to have a confluence of the bullish setup on at least 3 time frames. So I need to have something bullish, like if I want to go on 15 minutes, I need 1 hour and 4 hour being more or less giving me a good signal. So I'll be looking also at stochastics. So on the 4 hour, how the stochastics are looking, if they're sloping down or up, on hourly also. And also I will be looking at the matrix because I like it very much. And you can see that in the bearish market, the fast moving is really, really fast reaching the overbought zone here. Really fast, and the movement is not so rapid, while it can take time to get you to the lower zone.
Yeah.
if you understand what I mean. So
Yeah, it's
really,
easy to talk about it, but it's hard to apply it.
that's why it's really good to that's why it's really good to take your time before you start trading and really do an analysis job. Really work on your plan for trading. And for me, it's like if something is missing, so you are looking through the different time frames and you are not sold on the idea yet, then it's worth just taking time and not participating in the market, because it's that means not that the market is not tradable, but that your skills are not enough to take an advantage on the market, to take an advantage on the price action. So it's telling about you, not really the market. And if something is telling that something is missing and you don't know where you are with the price action and it doesn't look like anything you saw before, it's better to stay away from the market, because it means that your skills are not compatible with the market right now and you have no way of making money in it. So that's why I'm looking. The confluence is really important. Crown talks a lot about it, but I'm really going, like, if I'm trading 15 minutes, I will have 4 hour and 1 hour in front of my eyes and looking how it works, because it might be something looking really bullish on the really low time frame, like 15 minutes, can be just trying to lure you into a trap, while the higher time frame is still bearish and is telling you, don't long me, just wait for the short opportunity. And then you know what to do with 15 minutes. So if you are not counter trading, you're waiting for the signs of the rejection somewhere along the way and take your short entry if you're brave enough. I still think it will have some pullback tomorrow or even during night. But it's kind of for me, the confluence means that I need to have really good reasons coming from the different time frames to enter the market, to use the setup I'm seeing in front of my eyes. And I was using the analogy of like a market being a salesman who wants to sell you a product. And you need to be really sold on a product before you even think on buying it. So I'm not buying a shitty thing from a salesman unless he shows me that it's really good one, a really good bargain, and I should take it. Then I will take it. So I'm looking for situations in the market which will tell me that yes, I want to get in really, and I'm checking 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, everything looks fine, and I'm going in. It's a different. So this is like normal trading when you are really picky about the entries, and when you are scalping, depending on the strategy, it will show you the different edge, different entry, different parameters, and then you should stick to them. So if somebody is scalping with matrix or the Bollinger Bands, there are different criteria of when to enter, how to manage your trade with those strategies. And then you want to train your eye in those strategies to just receive the good like to see it in a good way, like to be able to spot the opportunity. But then there's the difference between just scalping because you're just going with those micro movements, and then day trading when you want to hold your trade a little longer until the end of the day or something like this.